What is going on, y'all? It is your boy Quamon Star G, and welcome on back to another Rip Snorton Grand Multiversity stream. We got some dope things to be bringing y'all today, talking about some multiverse spider style and Snyder style. So, without further ado, we're gonna toss it over to the two folks here. Avi unfortunately can't join us tonight, so yeah, we're gonna toss it over to first the odd Nipiton one odd geek. So
Good afternoon, man.
it is
Good
eight
night.
8 o'clock mine's
Good,
9 o'clock
good
yours.
night. Good night. Good night.
All righty. And then we're gonna toss it over to Aaron.
Not good night. Oh, if we're saying good night, so long, farewell, Avita, say goodbye. But we got a lot of verse stuff to talk about. That's what I'm excited for. This has been a interesting week. And I think with all the reveals, like, yeah, what's up, Ian? Like all the reveals, and I mean, just today alone, like I'm ready to talk about that. I'm so ready. I'm excited. I'm geeking out just thinking about it.
Same. Same, Mike. And like for real, for real. How you feeling about everything, Mike?
I'm feeling great. I just watched the trailer over. I'm super excited. There was a lot of things a lot of details, a lot of little things that I feel like I missed the first time I watched it because I was like super excited to watch the trailer the first time. I will say this trailer got me really wanting to go back and watch 1 and 2 just to prepare for this one that's coming out. Y'all know I'm a big Doctor Strange fan. I still am siding my head at this Doctor Strange because he looks a little weird. He's acting a little funny. But I was really excited to see more Doctor Strange in the trailer. I know everybody else was ready to see the villains, and I was too. So, this was a very exciting trailer. I do hate that Marvel teased us so long for this next trailer, and it was just, I say my thoughts about how I really felt about the trailer because, yeah.
Yeah, I mean you
That's an
can
understatement.
go ahead into it.
It's
I
an
mean,
understatement. Why you say that?
I, Look, we know what we want to see. Okay, we know
I
what we
know.
want to see. All right,
I
but I just,
know.
I, mm,
It was just too much.
mm,
It was too much. I think for me, it was just too much last week. Oh, the trailer's gonna do this. The trailer's gonna drop. The
right.
trailer, da 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 da. And then when the trailer actually dropped, which it was a good trailer, I was still like, damn, it was missing a little something that I needed. But like
Little
I
je
said,
ne
for
sais quoi.
me, that je ne sais quoi, there was no je ne sais quoi, and I was just like, But I did get a little Janessa from Doctor Strange. So y'all know I love Doctor Strange. I'm a big Doctor Strange fan. So I did get that thing for me as a fan of Doctor Strange. That's what makes up for me for the trailer itself. And then Jamie Foxx, oh shit, like that still throws me that he's back as Electro.
Not with the
And
Tims.
okay, with the Tims. Come on, Tims. Go ahead and drop a little promo endorsing that movie.
nah, because they some racists, and we don't.
Uh-oh.
I ain't want to say it.
I
Oh, that's
never
true.
knew.
They,
I
they,
never knew.
they do not mess with. Despite black folks predominantly buying they stuff, they do not mess
Yeah,
with the brown folks.
Never
we don't
knew that.
associate.
Wow.
We don't associate with the races or the colors. We don't do that. Can't do that.
But like he's like Ian just said, Big Facts was expecting a little
Mhm.
more from it. I feel like it hit all the beats it needed far as the villains. I just think we all were anticipating the Spider-Man. We
I
all
mean,
wanted to see the other two. I mean, we all know like y'all done everything impossible can leak from this movie. So I think you should have just,
right.
you
That's
know,
true.
gave it
That's
to us. But I think they're just trying to, say some type of surprise for the movies. We know we've seen trailers in the past, i.e., Infinity War, where everybody running and a certain somebody is
true.
running and a certain
Yeah.
somebody is not running in the movie.
Yeah.
So, I think they just trying to, goop and gog us again so that we can actually have some type of surprise suspense feeling when it actually happens on the screen. And I know plenty of us will be seeing it in IMAX, so
True.
that's
True.
going to be a
True.
glorious moment if all three of the Spider-Men are in the movie.
True. It's like I'm like in the same camp that you are, Mike, but like at the same time, I just wish that it was a healthy medium of like showing the villains and not showing too much, but I still think it's very interesting how even though we've seen villains, a series of villains, we still don't know who's running the show.
Right.
You know, I think it's obvious that, you know, it's going to be Green Goblin, but I don't know. I don't know what they got planned. I don't know. I mean, we've had discussions last night about what we think it will be. If
right,
I won't get into that, but like, I just don't know. I don't know what this means for the future of the multiverse and how we're getting the multiverse held and right. That's another story for another time.
I just think that it's interesting. I feel very disappointed that we didn't see Toby and Andrew. I'm not even gonna waste y'all time.
Okay.
I am not in the boat that they should be saved for the movie. I think that's a stupid thing to do. I think that you save surprises you think people might be excited for as surprises, but for surefire things, you show that, you promote it. I don't understand why people think that you need to tease multiple Spider-Men that people love, that if they play, will they, won't they? No, you don't need to do that. Not everything in a movie needs to be in my opinion, needs to be a surprise, because guess what? If you like it, there is such a thing as an anticipated return. There is such a thing of still knowing something is coming and being excited to see it. I think too many people get wrapped up on the ideal of surprise that they forget that sometimes you might end up being disappointed, because if you can temper your expectations based off of your knowledge, then there's a low chance you'll be disappointed. But if you go in there just off of the whim of a surprise and your surprise doesn't live up to your expectations, then that devalues it. And so I think that just show them in the trailer. Just show them. If you like, and I said this last week in regards to some things happening, but I'm like, then if you're adamant on this being a surprise, then that should have been the first thing we heard about marketing, that we're not going to show you anything at all until it comes out. And like, yeah, this is a great example. You were right on the money, Matt.
Okay.
ZSJL, Zach, you know how many things about the storyboards and the way things were going, Zach broke down, and the payoff of seeing it in motion.
I mean, even in that second trailer when we saw, Darkseid and Granny Goodness and all that.
Like, you don't, and I know, the argument can be made, well, we needed some valid concrete evidence that it would be the completely different movie that people have been saying it is. And, that's why you show things like Darkseid and Granny Goodness and, other things like that, Ryan Choi, et cetera, et cetera. But the same can be said about this too. The same can be said that, it's one thing if this movie's been promoted since theoretically earlier this year or middle of this year, summer 2021, we get a teaser, right? And then, September is when we get our first full trailer. No, they literally gave us our first trailer 2 months ago in August. And we're a month out from the film and we just got the second trailer. And there's probably not going to be too much else shown. Yeah. And so like I said, if this was like Infinity War or Endgame, things that don't necessarily need to, like, and this is no slight on the movies for those who like it, but I'm just gonna say 3 Spider-Men is a bigger deal than whatever team up was going to happen in either one of those movies. I mean, I'm being honest. And so those are the things you put on a neon sign, like, again, even though I'm not seeing the movie and I'm not supporting the movie, The Flash, promoting Ben Affleck being in the movie beforehand, they're doing that for a reason, to get people in the door, because of not just because of what they're doing with the film, but because they want people to understand the scope of it all. Same thing with Michael Keaton, even though both of those announcements was to devalue a black man's plight and make him seem like a kook and a liar and an idiot for taking a stance on something, you know, which is far more important. You know, I at least have to acknowledge the logistics, even though I find it to be appalling and, you know, detrimental to the growth of the universe. But I digress, because we'll get into what we actually want from the DC stuff. But you promote Tyson versus Holyfield. You promote LeBron versus KD. You promote Tom Brady versus Patrick Mahomes. And you promote, god dang, even though all of the things I just named are combat versus, but you promote 3 Spider-Men versus Multiverse Sinister 5 or 6 or whatever, especially if you go out of your way to show that these are villains from another universe. You know what I'm saying? Plus, they edited the trailer so poorly that you could see Lizard being punched by air. So
no, he was getting beat up like Patrick, obviously.
Don't hurt me, SpongeBob.
He literally just.
I mean, I was hollering when y'all pointed that out. I said, "Oh, that is so true that he is fighting air."
That's Patrick. I said Patrick energy. So who we think they hiding?
Toby and Andrew. It's like Toby and Andrew. Yeah, I think that. I mean, I could be very wrong. I expect to be very wrong. But then again, this is an MCU Spider-Man movie, so I always end up being wrong in the worst ways. Waka waka. But I definitely think that those two dudes are there. And yeah, I think that's the case. I think that, and we're not scoopers. You're not gonna see our watermarks on any videos or screenshots or anything like that. But I genuinely think, you know, MJ falling, then we're gonna see a Spider-Man won't catch her, but a Spider-Man will catch her, and that's gonna be the money shot. And that's what's gonna be, you know, you're gonna be hearing things and feeling things and as such. But I'm gonna say this. If I had to choose between how long I would want to spend a movie with, if you think I would rather, and this is no shade, no tea, but if you think I would rather spend a majority of a super duper Spider-Man movie with Doctor Strange and not other Spider-Men, then y'all out y'all kind of picking minds. That's all I'm gonna say about that, because I feel like I do, and I felt this way for a while. I feel like Doctor Strange doesn't need to be in this movie because it doesn't doesn't do him any good.
Unless he's not him.
He is. Like I was saying, okay. Do you want to go? Do you want to bring up so we can get into that particular theory? Do you want to bring up what you mean by that?
You're not about to break my heart.
No, I mean it's shit. I ain't in the writer's room. I don't know what's going on. I can't speak nothing into existence. I'll just give you my opinion on it.
I do want to stick right where we are just real quick before we get into that. Is that about, you know, that one scene where it does look like, it just looks weird that you have this big scene, this big blow up scene where you have all the villains there and you just have one measly Spider-Man. I don't mean to call him measly, but him by himself.
You're right.
You know, by himself fighting these super villains that have came from this different, you know, universe, multiverse, and everything like that. He cannot be there just sitting there fighting by himself. It's impossible.
Well, you see, Mike, since that's the MCU Spider-Man, that makes him the best Spider-Man. So obviously he would be able to do those things. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
How y'all gonna feel when you think it's a win and then he gets his ass kicked by Venom?
No, how are y'all gonna feel when Venom? It looks like Venom's gonna show up for the fight, and then he's gonna get sucked back into his own universe. Because that's what's gonna end up happening. If y'all think y'all finna get Tom Hardy and Tom Holland interacting with banter or anything,
we can't get Tom and Tom.
Them folks, that man Tom Hardy's gonna show up for 5 seconds and make it seem like he's gonna make a difference in the battle and get his ass teleported away. just like that.
I think they're gonna let them. I think they're gonna let them stay.
No. It's gonna be like that scene off of Friday when old dude got whooped by Debo, and he's like, and he told his dad, "You want some of this too?"
You want some too, old man? No.
That's gonna be Venom. He's like, nope.
Nah, he's not even gonna get the chance to. As soon as the Sinister Five say, "You want a piece of this," and then Venom's just gonna get teleported away. Because the MCU would do some grimy ass shit like that. They would take something everybody has asked for and just to say, "Oh, here it is," and then try to go about their business. And if they do that, I hope they get all of the shit for doing that.
Like, what happen? I mean, they
can
need
y'all
to get used to it after what happened with Eternals.
Can y'all? And the difference is that they actually did what they were supposed to do with Eternals. That's the craziest thing about it. I hope y'all are ready to see the Eternals in Taika's and Pistols movie.
Don't start.
See them in what?
Because after what I've done pieced together, what I done pieced together.
You said the Eternals gonna show up where?
In old Pistols and Wahidi's films, and they flick. If you think that they gonna, I mean, they had us. It was a ruse from day one. It was a ruse from day one. That's why they let Chloe go so hard in the paint. They said, "Yeah, do whatever the fuck you want. We gonna wrap that shit up in these movies. We gonna
Shut up. Be quiet.
We gonna let you get. We gonna let you do what you want, and you probably gonna get that second Oscar because Eternals is that fucking good of a movie. I'll say it. I'll say that with the last Black Panther, Wonder Woman, Logan, Into the Spider-Verse, those are like the past major films that have any sort of high Oscar contention. Eternals absolutely falls into that same category, and it will be deserved for whatever it is: screenwriting, costume design, director, best picture. I don't know. I gotta still maybe this year's. This year's contenders aren't all that strong in and of itself, in my opinion, but. Yeah, it definitely deserves some Oscar buzz for sure. But they said, yeah, we're gonna let you go hard in the paint, and then we're gonna toss it over to fucking these two whack asses and then see what they'll do.
In the comics. But like that, if they're gonna follow the comics, it's there.
It's unfortunately there. That's for damn sure.
It's there. Yeah, when you broke that down to me, like, yeah. Why Harry Styles? I'm gonna get off of that, but I just want to ask that from last time. Why Harry Styles? Anyway,
why can you give him a chance, please? Please.
There's a joke in there, and I ain't gonna make it. So,
nope. So we going on to Doctor Strange now?
Yeah. Well, I want to quickly just say Thor 387.
Right.
That's all.
Y'all will see. It's there.
I'm gonna be real with you. E.
Morbius.
They're not like dead ass. Either one or two things are gonna happen. Either all of the villains for some reason will stay in the multiverse, or all of the Spider-Man villains will be sent elsewhere and gets into the Venom universe. Which will explain why Vulture, Michael Keaton is in Morbius. Which, if you think they're gonna cut him from that movie, y'all out y'all damn mind. But yeah, I think that was either one of those things or two things are gonna happen. I legitimately think they're not going to make Venom a significant part of this movie. Unfortunately, with everything, especially that second trailer showed me, they're really not. I know he's there. Lurking, but they're gonna make a joke out of that, a bad one. But yeah, Mike, go ahead. Let's get into this Let's get into your Doctor Strange stuff so we can talk about it.
So y'all feel like do y'all feel like he's out of place?
It depends on your context of what you mean by that.
No, I'm just saying, like, because I'm here for him being here, but
I feel like he should play. I'm gonna be very honest with you. I feel like he should have the same amount of screen time he had in Thor Ragnarok, where he just showed up in the beginning, sent Thor on his way, and that was it. And I think that if this movie has more Doctor Strange than insert Spider-Man's 1 and 2, that's going to be an issue for me, because I'm not watching Spider-Man No Way Home to watch Doctor Strange. I'm watching it to watch Spider-Man and Spider-Man and Spider-Man and the Spider-Man villains that I grew up with. And that's no disrespect, because Doctor Strange's second movie looks like a damn, like it's going to be a 5-star superhero epic, if I do say so myself. But in terms of expectation from a Spider-Man film, and considering that my biggest gripes with a Spider-Man film, these MCU ones particularly, is that they focus on too many absolute non-Spider-Man characters as a motivation, and that robs Peter and Tom, for that matter, of essential Spider-Man moments that are necessary. And I feel like if you're going to just have to have more than one character in a Spider-Man movie in the MCU, then at least have them also be Spider-Man and Peter Parker. So at the very least, it's something that's all encompassing and that can actually either emphasize or show how shit Tom is. But I really just think that Doctor Strange should be the proxy of the dimension stuff, and then send in Tom on his mission, and that's it.
I'm gonna be honest. I think they're overselling. I think they're literally overselling Strange's appearance, because in like the way they were kind of stringing the plot, in the trailer, it looks like he's gonna go like Peter's gonna go to Strange for help. What's up? And he's gonna take what he needs to take, and like Strange is just gonna be, after him for the the whole movie, and he might like get his shit rocked by like Green Goblin or something, and we won't see him until the multiverse gets too crazy, and then he comes in, does a Deus Ex Machina, unless it's something else like Mike has been alluding to,
which I would like for him to get into.
Wait, what I've been alluding to?
Your theory about Homeboy.
Well, let me.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know why. I told you, I just feel like ever since trailer 1, I just felt like, not saying that's not my Strange, but it just something was strange about Strange. Like, I don't know. It just feels like he's all.
So you think he's a Skrull?
No, I just feel like that's just, I don't know. He just was acting and sounding weird. That's all.
Now,
maybe I may be just reading into it, because What If have put into my head that there's possibilities that there can be different versions of Strange, but it's just the way I don't know. But then it may be just Strange being Strange, because Strange does sing so much in so many different realities.
That's facts.
Yeah,
and I think that I don't know why I'm doing this for a Spider-Man MCU film. This is going to bite me in the ass so hard. But I genuinely think that the difference in his actions is that, he's, we can assume that after Endgame, and since apparently all of the heroes had their ears and eyes closed when Ashram showed up in the atmosphere and snatched them Eternals up, they sitting pretty. They're like, yeah, we brought back the universe. There ain't been no aliens. Sam kicking ass in the streets. He's Captain America now. I don't know where Wanda is, but surely she hasn't gotten into no bullshit. Surely. And, everything's all greasy. Captain Marvel's harassing Asian folks and Asian American folks in California and shit,
Yeah,
so they just chilling. So when Spider-Man shows and like, man, can you erase these folks' minds about me? He's like, oh, that's baby work. Gotcha. And then things go sideways, and then it goes really sideways. And I think that Doctor Strange is just stressed out. Like, this is the first time, and then you also got to remember, he don't have the time stone anymore, and
right.
That was his Deus Ex Machina. You reuse that word. That was his get out of jail free. The tool, essentially what made him the Sorcerer Supreme in this universe was the time stone. Because something happens, time to run it back, and he got it. But without the time stone, he's now having to get by on just his magical acumen, and with the dimensions colliding and breaking and stuff, it might be a little bit more than he think.
Someone was stressed out.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
Come on, Q.
That adds
Come
up.
on, you put me at ease, because I just knew the man was evil.
Because if that's the case, then it would make sense. Okay. Oh my God. Yep. No, you really got me doing this for
Somebody get this man a water.
If
Here you go.
that's the case, oh, thank you. I need that. Gulp, gulp, gulp. If that's the case, then Strange
Hey,
would come to the conclusion.
even MJ missed some shots back in the day. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my God, no. Don't make me put logic behind these movies. Don't do this.
I'm telling you.
Please. I
That
love
means
your
he would
logic.
believe that there's a multiverse where he didn't give up the time stone. Thus, he would find a way to talk to somebody who's more powerful than him, who can play with magic. Thus, you get your multiverse of madness.
Are you saying that Wanda might come in clutch at the end of Spider-Man with her new Nexus powers? Like, yo, yeah, I'm a hero.
If that's the case,
where were you at, girl? She gonna I'm gonna cut her out because she's gonna be on that same list as Captain Marvel.
The fact that they did it with Captain Marvel is possible.
I mean, like, I'm gonna keep it very real. You know, my Wanda was on some objectively shady shit in WandaVision, but she still cares about folks. And with her newfound power, you know, this might be something. She might be like, okay, you know, I'm still looking for my kids, but I'm not gonna just sit here and let people die. So she might swoop on in, help Doc get that clutch. You know, she might, you know, and that might also make Doctor Strange finally realize who she is as the Scarlet Witch. So it's like, oh, Wanda's here. She helped, you know. Now here's the stinger. Here's one of the 3 stingers I got for this movie's ending. You know, she might help, but that don't mean that they stop the multiverse from leaking in. If anything, it just stops everything from being blown up or whatever the catastrophic thing may be. So that might be the reason why, like, Doctor Strange might be like super stressed out, because for like the next however many months is going to be in the MCU, he's just been with Wanda or by himself going through these dimensional tears trying to, you know, fix things. You know, it might be like a lot of things can happen in this movie because they keep talking about it like it's gonna happen. Like a lot of crazy shit can happen. So I genuinely think that Doc is stressed out. He's down the time stone. He's got to deal with Spider-Man and his teenage antics. These a lot of these folks. So what's up?
Wait, Q, say your theory. Say your theory.
What?
Say your theory.
Oh, my theory.
Another theory?
Yeah. Oh, my theory from last night. Oh, yeah, we talked about it all.
That's my favorite. Oh,
that the events of both Spider-Man and Multiverse of Madness. So here's what I say: when Ashram takes Kingu, Festus, and Cersei at the end of Eternals, obviously those are the 3 Eternals who have the best experience with humans. So when he goes and looked at their memories, he's like, oh shit, Earth is cool, whatever. I guess they were worth it. Judgment is good. Until a bunch of the Earthers cause a multiverse collapse. And then he's like, oh, damn, these Eternals killed my son, more or less, Tiamat. For this, it's time to bring the judgment. And that's what brings them back to Earth for the bad judgment. And that's why I say Thor 387. And that's it. But basically, the events of those 2 movies, maybe Quantumania, who knows? But those movies bring Ashram's wrath. Like, that's why he comes back to Earth.
I guess you could say it'd be a battle world, huh?
Yeah, it'd be a
damn battle world. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of y'all in this battle world.
That's a little bit. I'm still a little bit iffy on that. I'm still a little bit iffy on that one, but
the way Kevin be moving at this point, I just don't know. I don't know.
Which villain are y'all most excited to see come back?
Real talk, it was Kang until Ashram showed up, and then just the concept of what the Celestial can do.
I'm talking about from Spider-Man.
Oh, Spider-Man! Why didn't you say Spider-Man? You said his name.
I don't. Yeah, my bad. From Spider-Man.
Out am I?
Like, I love Doc Ock, but like, come on now.
Yeah, I'm
Shout
excited to
out,
see Goblin too.
OG.
shout out to Walt on Twitter yesterday. He pointed out that Doc Ock might befriend Peter because if we cast our minds back to Spider-Man 2 in that immaculate movie, we know that Doc Ock really did care about Peter before Spider-Man PS4 ruined that whole that whole relationship. Spider-Man 2 did it very well because Doc Ock looked at Peter as a son, a younger version of him, and he ultimately sacrificed his life to save not just Peter but New York. Why, Aaron?
Because he will not die a monster.
There you go. And you can, and just to take this concept a little further, you might have some trepidation on Peter's end, not just because he's Doc Ock, but because what happened the last time he trusted a smart stranger that claimed to be from another universe.
Oh,
some of the worst Spider-Man written content I've ever had the displeasure of watching. But
there it is.
At least with this, it's placed with it makes sense because of that and other stuff that we know. And there's a reason why they're very adamant about Sinister 5 and not Sinister 6. And it might not even be Sinister 5, it might be a Sinister 4v4.
Fearsome 4.
3 spiders and an octopus versus a battery, a sandstorm, a lizard, and a goblin. So we might even get that. Who knows?
Yeah, that sounds like multiversity right there.
Yeah, full life. But yeah, Doc Ock. That I think that's gonna happen. But my villain that I'm looking forward to the most. Sorry, Jamie Foxx. I know they're not gonna give you any good lines or any comparable screen time. I hate that I have to say that.
No, come on,
Jamie Foxx ain't getting shit in that movie. Like
really?
I can feel it. He's not gonna get much.
No benefit of the doubt.
That man Jamie Foxx is showing up there to be Jamie Foxx, and that's the fucking it. That's fucking it. Don't even get me started on if that's a fucking arc reactor on his suit to make him more powerful.
Man,
don't even get me fucking started. Because if that's the case, then we throwing hands for real, for real.
Oh wow,
it's Tim's.
But no, they ain't even showing my boy Thomas Hayden Church like that, and I'm real pissed about that.
Yeah. I thought
I didn't even say what the runtime is for the movie.
So what?
Have they said what the runtime is?
Ooh,
I'm looking, trying to find it now.
That's a good question.
Yeah, but my boy Green Goblin Willem Dafoe, that looks like it's gonna be turned. Jamie Foxx, get your Marvel check again, I guess. But if you expecting this man to be up there in the villain pantheon, then I got this Malekith the Accursed to sell you.
Man, he in the villain pantheon. I ain't even about to sit up here. Nah.
That man Jamie's gonna be in there talking about some here I come, here I come, here I go. Tonight's the night you can check out my flow. Time to get it started. You know what to do.
Hey.
We can make you laugh if you want me to.
Yeah.
Here comes Jamie Foxx. Here I come again. Here comes Jamie Foxx. It's just me and all my friends. Here comes Jamie Foxx. Here comes Jamie Foxx. It's on HBO Max. Watch that. It's if y'all want peak black sitcom on television, go on HBO Max and watch the Jamie Foxx show.
Wait, HBO Max, you say?
Yes. Yeah. I think that's a perfect segue to the next part of the convo. With you.
What was the next part? Go ahead.
2 seconds. 2 seconds.
Oh.
Because I sure thought, I'll just say it like this. Homeboy ain't done. Homeboy ain't done. The good bro. Oh, look at Quentin. Look at the first cameo. Look at that. Look at mid-season finale antics.
Come on, mid-season finale antics. We are here.
That's the move I'm gonna hit when
We'll never know what he said.
He said that's the dance he's gonna be doing when Loud and Proud Family come out, and he's gonna be dancing like the Peanuts from the Proud Family movie.
The Peanuts.
SnyderVerse, y'all know what today is. Y'all know, unfortunately, what the fuck today is. This was the day we all got duped and or swivel. We had got duped and or embarrassed on this day 4 years ago.
Man.
And fuck all of that, because we back. Because back in March, we got vindicated. Okay. But more importantly, Zach got closure. And so on this day, we see clearly everything has come to light, been embraced by a broken dream, leave it all behind. I paraphrased that last half. But yeah, we talking SnyderVerse, we talking Zack Snyder's Justice League, and we're talking, man, this is, y'all already know what we done said. So I'm gonna toss it to Aaron about it as far as as the jumping off point. So go ahead.
Jumping to me. Well, I mean, New Gods. Seeing that slate, you know, I'm glad he posted something on Vero, you know, to let the fans know, like, despite what has been said in the past, despite the lack of communication, the fight's not done, you know. And the thing is, like, if you're really about, let's just say, some justice, you know, the fight's never going to be over, you know, until there's some vindication. And I'm gonna be, you know, let's just keep it a buck here. The way these films are set up in the near future with DC, like, we know some folks finna get fired. We know that. We know that there's going to be another shift in, you know, the power and the structure, whatever The Rock said. But, like, for real, Zach is not done, you know, because if he were done, he would have completely ignored today. Like, you know,
that's
a few times.
That's a big one. And I'll say this because my stance really is, it still hasn't changed. I genuinely think that we still need to make sure that the first thing to happen in the steps of restoring the SnyderVerse isn't Zach saying he's going to do another movie, but making sure Ray gets his due diligence, regardless of anything. That's the first step in as far as restoring the SnyderVerse, as far as this particular movement goes. It's far too important to ignore, and we really just have to make this make this a big effort. If it's not over, if Zach is really going to do, like, really giving today a significant acknowledgement and is supporting the very obvious and very direct and to the point stance of, yeah, if you got, like, if things change, like it's looking like we're hoping it to, then he'll come back to it. He won't just be relegated. The SnyderVerse won't, which I still believe is whatever he decides to make, whether it's on Netflix or on HBO Max. But if things change on a structural level at Warner Brothers, which we're hoping because of Discovery, you know, that'll entice him to come back. But we also just as equally need to ensure that those new individuals give Ray his apology and his due. You know, like, again, firing Hamada, Sarnoff, Emmerich, etc., and everybody else involved, that's absolutely number one. But definitely show that that's not independent, or that decision did not. Let me make sure my words are getting jumbled. It needs to be known that decision was made based off of Ray's statements in his story. It can't be independent from that. It has to be acknowledged as such. That what Ray spoke about has to be acknowledged. That needs to be number one. And so restoring the SnyderVerse, standing with Ray Fisher, all of that is parallel, because we can't keep pushing the story forward without Ray. You know, everybody knows that. Yeah. So that's my number one hope, is that not just Zach makes more movies in the universe in a positive environment with positive, non-toxic people, but also that Ray is able to continue down the path that he deserves to be on, and that's that Cyborg in the DC universe.
Yeah, you're right. I think that really is the most important thing at this point, because let's be real, if you look at what's happening, especially with today, just when it comes down to, I don't want to turn into a race and gender thing, but it's not multiversity. If we don't do it,
if we don't, who
comfortable
will?
with believing, okay, if we have to get comfortable with believing and helping a black man, because like I said, you look at what happened today, with young Dolph, we gotta protect. Okay, for real, rest in peace. We have to protect, we gotta protect our people.
Yeah, and if I can just quickly go touch on that, I live in Memphis. God's sakes, where it happened, I know I can tell you exactly where that is. And young Dolph literally was a very positive and influential pillar to the community of Memphis as a whole. Everybody loved him, his presence here. And so what happened today definitely rocked my world as much as it rocked anybody else's world here. And it's just, another unfortunate example of, making sure everything's on the up and up, and that, when not to, again, like Aaron said, not to turn it into a specific type deal, but we wouldn't be more diversity if we did, to also just make sure we're cherishing these young black men, black women when they're here, and making sure that their legacy is being told accurately or shown accurately, and hope that something like this doesn't happen. And so that's, for me, that's the reason why I go so hard about Ray in terms of SnyderVerse and restoring it and standing with it, because as a black man, I understand the, being behind the 8 ball based off of being a black man. Can't speak about any other demographic or any other type of orientation in the black community, but as a black man, I can tell you the things that put us behind the 8 ball, especially when you stand up for yourself and you express good character and you just want to see the right thing done. And when it comes to this, where this shouldn't even be an example of him losing anything, this is, literally trying to get the right thing done. I just, I really just want that to be congruent to restoring the SnyderVerse, and it should be. And I just hope we all feel that way.
Yeah, it's time for us to see Ray and Wayne, thrive.
Yes,
it's time. Zach, it really does feel like Zach, in some shape or form, is going to be finishing his stories, and I love it. But like you said, we have to, we got to remember, this fight is deeper than just a couple movies. Yeah, exactly. In comparison, we gotta fight the good fight.
Yeah. What say you, Mike?
Always 100%. Fight the good fight. And I just want people to realize the things that they say, or realize facts are facts, and do your research. Make sure that you're not just picking up these topics like toys. You want to play with it one day and you don't want to play with it the next day, because these are people's lives at the end of the day. And I would be happy if, all this happens. So yeah.
Facts. But not even because all of this is great, but there is one thing that in the last 3 weeks we have missed in talking about here on the channel. And just to let it be known, shout out to Avia. She's been working the 1s and 2s, doing what she do. Shout outs to her. We gonna be giving you that Avia content y'all been dying for, per usual. Unfortunately, it won't be a Titan season 3 finale review, but it's the next best thing, because we will be playing some video games. And you knew I wasn't gonna let.
I don't know. You need to give it up, Delicious. Seriously. Like, give it up.
I ain't got the cake to give it up like Delicious.
Give it up, man. Give it up.
So,
like you ain't getting no season finale of us talking about that. I'm sorry.
I ain't got the cake like Delicious, so I can't give it up like Delicious. How about that?
I can't stand you.
How about that? But no, Army of Thieves. We have yet here on the channel.
Well, I guess this is my time to leave.
You haven't seen it yet, Mike.
Michael.
Mikael Myers.
Y'all, I've been busy. Work has been kicking my butt. Don't do that.
No,
I've
that
only
is- that's
seen.
the reason
I will
why.
say what I've seen. I did enjoy. I did like. I just haven't got to the conclusion of the movie yet.
Fix it.
Fix it.
I said fix it.
Fix it right
this.
now.
Okay, then since Mike still has to fix it, let's talk about something more fun in a sense. Let's push movies to the side. Y'all want to get not messy because that is Michael and Avia trademark, so I cannot use that. And they're already saying messy because that's y'all trademark, and y'all already
messy.
It's trademark, and I'm respecting the trademark.
Thank you. That's an Aaron trademark. Thank you.
Anywho,
they paid me for that. Thank you.
Anywho, let's talk about some versus battles. Let's bring that back. Let's resurrect some versus battles because
Lord have mercy.
You thought you'd never see me again, didn't you? Well, too bad. I'm alive.
So the reason I want to bring this up, I want to close out talking about, or not, because we can go however long we want tonight. But the reason I wanted to talk about this is because if y'all are familiar with the web series Death Battle, they are doing on their next episode Korra from the Avatar series, Legend of Korra specifically, versus Storm. And for those who don't know some lingo when it comes to the versus community, when a character faces a character and they're so overly matched, it's so large of a gap between the two. It's called a stomp. And ladies and gentlemen, that's what's going to happen this upcoming Monday because, no shade. I know there's a lot of Korra folks out there who rock with the good sis and all of that, and, love the show. But there is such a phrase as you can't compete where you don't compare. And the little bending she does, Storm is eating her up for a myriad of ways. So what I would like to ask you two is, what are some of y'all favorite, or in your mind, whether you know it factually or you believe it, what are y'all favorite one-sided fantasy superhero nerd media fights?
Do you really want me to answer that?
Go ahead.
Goku versus New Gods.
See, I knew you were gonna do that shit. I knew you were going to do that shit.
Look,
I knew you were gonna do that shit. It literally just sprang into my brain. But go ahead, just be funny.
Shouldn't have made it. No, I ain't being funny. I'm being honest.
I was being funny. I was see, and here you go. This is the second time you done said this, and the first time it was just. The first time it was okay.
Nah, versus Usagi. Jesus.
The stinger is she's Chelsea saying that Usagi can be Goku, which is
okay.
Is it true? Is Usagi fighting in the infinite spaces where time and space are so disjointed that you have to be moving?
I mean, she can if she needs to. She will.
Right.
She can. That's cap.
No, it's not cap.
Okay.
It's facts. Like
cap.
if you actually watch the movie that's on Netflix, you'll understand why I said what I said. So don't be like that.
I'm being like that because y'all not for the y'all are gonna sit here and
you already
slander.
know how I feel about Goku, so I don't even care.
Okay, so Vegeta then she beating Vegeta.
Probably. You know what?
See, he went silent then.
I mean, he said probably. So I am not. You already know
I
me.
asked you.
I go up for Sailor Moon now. Don't play now.
So I'm asking you. You ain't giving me a straight answer. You going off of what Aaron said. I'm asking Mike. What Mike think?
Astrum versus Goku.
I would love to
Don't
see
change
Astrum
it.
snatch up
Don't
Goku
change it
real
to. Don't
quick.
change it to it. Don't. Well,
Oh my
you're right.
God.
Yeah, I'm still waiting on Mike
I would
answer.
love
I'm
to see
still
Astrum versus Goku. Oh, could you imagine Astrum just said,
see, and Mike still ain't answered if Vegeta, because look, I'm gonna really stir the pot. I'm just gonna show you these, just until you give me a straight answer.
Exactly,
Not even
Chelsea.
that strong.
Not.
He is strong, Charles.
Well,
Like
yeah,
that's not.
He's
I don't
strong,
even
but he's
think.
not strong enough to. Okay.
I mean,
I don't think no shade. I don't think Goku that strong. No shade.
There it is.
I'm gonna mute my mic because somebody who's not even supposed to be in here is in here, and he's gonna start getting irate because he's hearing things he disagrees with. Because he's gonna hear
y'all put that man up on a pedestal. Even when he had a halo, y'all put that man up on a pedestal. I was like, oh my God. Like,
but
your
at
own
least
son
he
had
was
to fight somebody and beat him up, and your own son broke his arm for you. Don't start me. Y'all know I don't like.
I mean, yes. As somebody who just pointed something out, I could have sworn Vegeta had tears in his eyes when he was getting whooped by Frieza. You know, I don't remember Goku crying fighting Frieza.
Goku cry every episode because he's hungry.
But I'm talking legitimate shoot tears coming out of his face.
And Vegeta was scared to fight Frieza. When he found out Frieza was coming, he was getting ready to leave at it.
Wow.
I mean, I'm still waiting on the answer on if can Vegeta beat Sailor Moon Usagi.
Are we talking about Sailor Moon that has the full universe?
Get your ass out of here! Get your ass out of here! You go somewhere! Don't you get out of here! Get out of here! Get that shit out of here! Talking about Sailor Moon with the full strength of that. Okay, whatever. She can do that. Whatever. Aaron's gonna throw new gods because Q made a joke, and he's gonna be serious. And Mike, he gonna be quiet because it's Vegeta because he already know the answer. Whatever.
No, you tell me how can Goku beat the new gods? Please tell me, enlighten me.
I'm not even gonna. I'm not even going to humor that because I'm gonna tell you my favorite stomp, my favorite one-sided fight, and that's the Predator kicking the Xenobites' ass, them Hellraisers, them pinheads. Because I done watched the first two.
Wait a damn minute.
I'm so glad. That you tried me on that because here's what Aaron left out on his little diatribes about hell and the box. You see, Aaron didn't tell y'all that them Hellraisers can die just like anybody else. He didn't tell you that. He didn't tell you that them folks can get waxed by knives and razor wires. And last I checked, Predators got them lasers. They ain't even got to deal with none of that. See, Aaron almost had me too. Ladies and gentlemen, Aaron almost had me. Because I was like, you know what? I maybe am sleeping on Pinhead because he is a demon and he might have some super magic in the movies that I'm not aware of. So let me watch. No. Them folks is just some regular ass killable demons with a box. That's it. And the box is how they do the extra shit. If you don't fuck with the box, they ain't shit. And don't even get me started if you confuse them into making them remember that they were humans before they were pinheads and Xenobites and shit like that. Then they ass through. Am I lying? Is that not what happened in Hellraiser 2, Aaron?
We don't count the Hellraiser 2.
No, we don't count the original. So we omitting. That's what we doing.
I mean, that's pretty Kwamani of me, though.
Nah, not Kwamani, but you're not Kwamani. You're Aaron. And Aaron, and I quote,
people, but you're right.
And Aaron, and I quote, said, with the powers of hell, the Predator couldn't even do anything. He can't stop them.
Look.
But you omitted that if they ain't in hell, they get their ass killed just like anybody else.
And yet they could still whoop the Predators at.
except for the parts where they can't and won't.
Wait, why'd you pull it?
Why? Mike, no,
Why?
that was Mike. Mike did that.
Why?
Mike just did this. Mike, what do you?
Mike, why? Mike.
Mike, what is your scam? What are you trying to get down?
What the heck?
What are you trying to do?
What is this?
A lie. A
What
beautiful lie. A beautiful
What are
lie.
these?
Aaron, those are from our Halloween. Our Halloween blowout extravaganza.
I'm being funny. I know.
So at the end of the day,
Predator got
shout
killed
out to
by a man,
everybody.
right. You're right.
Because everybody, we was correct when we picked Predator over Pinhead. Aaron was just trying to use lack of information to confuse.
Not lack of information.
He was trying to use
lack
lack
of
of.
like I'm a politician.
Aaron tried to use my lack of knowledge. He tried to use my lack of knowledge about Hellraiser to try to convince me and others that they was these OP ass demons, and they ass was getting toe up just like the rest of them.
But they can actually okay.
That alien gonna be pulling up in a guy with a Bible in one hand and a plasma caster in the other. Just
and all they have to do is just get Arnold, and then they can
like they unless they put it in the lament configuration. Unless somebody opens,
all right, you really
unless somebody does a lament, unless they can convince the Predator to put the box into the lament configuration to open the gateway to hell, they ass is grass. See, I watched the movie. I know what I'm talking about now.
But you loud and wrong. You just loud and wrong. It's okay.
If we talking about some regular
wrong this week,
ain't that the truth?
Pinhead, man.
Woo. But yes, so Aaron is never going to let me down. Let it go that I said that Goku, even though that was a joke, that was an obvious joke. That was an obvious joke, but he just wanted to hurt my feelings. But Mike still ain't even said his, to be quite honest with you. He just piggybacked off of
be messy.
Right.
Well, you can still be messy and say your thing and just be honest and say something we ain't heard before. That's why I pay money to see.
Okay, let me think. I don't know. You know I don't like off the spot stuff.
Jean Grey versus who?
Ooh. You know, I'm a classic person. I still stand for this Jean Grey versus Scarlet Witch all day, every day.
Yeah, Scarlet Witch would lose very easily. It's not even a question.
Oh, don't do that, Mike. Don't do that.
Mike, that's cap. You're capping.
You know she will. Don't do that.
You know, base Jean Grey. Jean Grey can reach Phoenix Force levels without the Phoenix Force. Come on now. Come on. Well,
nobody cares about
with a mop.
Don't do that.
With the mop? What she gonna sweep with a mop?
Wanda was sweet.
Like, come on.
They both my favorite, so I can't just choose one. So I think it would be a hell of a good battle.
All Jean got to do is make her think that she can see her babies. And then
you're trash, bro.
That's what she will do. Do you not? Have you not?
And all Wanda gotta do is let Jean see Scott kissing Emma,
and then she really through. Then Jean gonna be breaking her foot off and Emma ass with one foot and her ass with the other foot. It's gonna be that simple.
Don't let Wanda let her see Rachel.
Do you not know Jean is true to this, not new to this.
Wanda ain't no pretender and ain't pretending to be no Jean Grey either. So let's
not go there. Let's not.
Is she still dead right now?
I don't even. To be honest with you, that story is gone in so many damn places. I don't even know.
Wow.
Like, I don't even know if her being dead is even a focal point anymore.
Oh, wow.
Because Magneto show ain't even on no sort of trial, right? As a matter of fact, what they're doing right now is fighting kaiju on Krakoa. That's what the fuck they're doing. They're not even. This man Magneto ain't in no chains. He not behind in no jury or nothing. He fighting with them. He fighting them folks with the. Matter of fact,
I am screaming. Jean gets a migraine during battles.
we're not talking about the 90s cartoon. We're not talking about the 90s cartoon. Because I can pull up some 90s cartoon Scarlet Witches in, and we don't want to compare numbers if we talking about the 90s cartoons between Scarlet Witch and Jean Grey.
Wait, 90s Jean Grey versus who? Who would be right there with her?
90s Jean Grey versus Pink Ranger.
Mighty Morphin Power. The Mighty Morphin Powers fucking suck. The Mighty Morphin Powers fucking suck. All it takes is one overload, and Kimberly or Cat's ass is through.
90s Jean Grey.
Nah, that's a wrap. I will, as a Power Rangers aficionado, I can tell you that the Mighty Morphin Powers fucking suck, and all you got to do is overload them with any energy source, and the Ranger's ass is through. It's that simple. It's that simple. No, it's not. It don't take. All you need is a car battery. Strap it to the Power Morpher, and the Morpher's through. It's literally through.
So
Wanda watch all the X-Men Evolution alone.
Oh, if we're talking X-Men Evolution, then Jean for sure. Jean for sure. The X-Men Evolution is sweeping.
Yeah,
like Jean from X-Men Evolution is sweeping with a goddamn. What's the goddamn the brooms they use at the on the basketball floors? The big ass broom. That's what Jean doing. If we talking X-Men Evolution, Jean. Like, I would dare say she's sweeping with a Zamboni. If we talking that Jean,
even though she didn't get that much screen time, but X-Men anime version Jean, she was a beast.
All I'm gonna say about X-Men Evolution Jean is that the series literally ends with her going Dark Phoenix as an omen of the bad things to come. So y'all, and then we see Wanda as a Fed. So y'all take with that what you will.
Leave the pretender alone.
like one literally becomes the space god we all know and fear, and the other one is like some sir, did you know you were going 50 and a 30?
I love my Wanda and I love my Jean Grey.
WandaVision.
So what's another stomp? Oh, Superman versus Space Ghost. That's a pretty good stomp.
Space Ghost.
What? Okay, Mike. You know what?
I mean,
no, it's not. No, I mean nothing.
Space Ghost. Like, I'm not even about to do this with you, Q.
Space Ghost over Superman? You're picking Space Ghost over Superman.
I am.
You're picking Space Ghost with just his bands that he can easily just get snatched off his wrist.
Yeah.
If we're talking about chopping it up, if we're talking about hearing who can chop it up the best, Space Ghost is obviously Space Ghost. He had his own talk show. If we're talking about that, then yeah. But if we're talking about throwing hands, Mike, come on now. Come on.
I mean, we ain't never seen Space Ghost throw hands for real like that.
Yes, we did. In his Hanna-Barbera cartoon, Mike, where he came from. We did. It was bad.
Hey, it might go down. You never know.
We do know. We do know though.
It's Superman though. Okay, so Superman versus Superman versus Omni-Man.
Oh, Superman for sure. Omni-Man is just fast and strong. He ain't got no projectiles. He's not invulnerable. We know that. We know he's not invulnerable. He got put in the hospital by the folks he washed inevitably, but they still put his ass in the hospital. Superman disembows
in the hospital. I thought.
Huh?
I thought he put himself in the hospital to make it seem like.
Nah, they put his ass in the hospital. Superman disembowels him at light speed. It's a wrap. It's a wrap. So here's the biggest stomp in existence. King Mickey Mouse from Kingdom Hearts versus Darkseid, true Darkseid. King Mickey Mouse is beating him.
Get the
thank you so much for coming out tonight. I had so much fun with you guys. This was a very great show.
What? He can lock him away. He can fight the darkness. The darkness that is in Kingdom Hearts is essentially the anti-life equation. So he can easily stop. If he can overcome Xehanort, I think I'm pronouncing his name correctly. And the darkness he can easily swat away the Omega beams and the Omega effects. You know, and plus he's got the Disney money, you know, good old the Disney influence. You know, that's the true anti-life if I'm being honest. So
this was a good episode. This was a good episode. As per usual, Q's on some bullshit.
What you okay? Kingdom Hearts, folks, y'all let me know if King Mickey from Kingdom Hearts can beat true Darkseid.
You know the fuck what?
Here Aaron go.
I told you I was done.
Here Aaron go. As soon as he said, "You know the fuck what," I already know he finna do some shit.
This man is on the fracking levels of nonsense.
This man, King Mickey, beat Sephiroth.
But King Mickey can't beat Oswald the Lucky Rabbit. We're not doing this. We're not doing
Who said that? Who said that?
We're not doing this.
That's a different Mickey Mouse. That's the epic Mickey Mouse. We talking about King Mickey.
We're not doing this. We're not doing this. King
and
Mickey
don't even let King Mickey put the magic hat on and shit with the hat with the stars and he got the robe. It's a wrap.
King Mickey. No.
It's a wrap. That man King Mickey turned into King Wizard Mickey.
King Mickey.
He got the wizard powers.
Look, King Mickey will probably get his ass whipped by the '90s cartoon bonkers. We're not doing this. We're not doing this.
This man, King Mickey, with the wizard hat, with the full power of Disney behind him, the power of Disney compelling him. Come on now, you telling me?
Look.
He could
trying to say that King Mickey is just a nickname for Kevin Feige. I get that, but we're not doing this.
No, I mean that King Mickey. I put in King Mickey like
King
slightly
Mickey versus Yoda.
Oh, that's a death battle. Did you just go to a death battle video and just name the time?
King Mickey versus Korra.
Oh, that's a stomp. King Mickey. If King Mickey can obviously beat full true Darkseid, then obviously he can be Korra.
He can. We're not doing this. Darkseid. You know, like why is he in this? He ain't even done nothing. Okay.
So let me just make sure.
My Darkseid is Nini.
No.
Nope. So let me just so what you're saying. Let me just make sure.
King Mickey will get his ass stomped by Darkseid. Don't do this. I'm not gonna embarrass. Okay, I'm not gonna embarrass that little mouse. Okay, I've embarrassed too many mice this week. We're not doing this. Not today.
That's crazy. That's crazy. You ain't got a faith in King Mickey, especially with the wizard powers. That's crazy. Crazy as hell. I'm shocked. I'm shocked, Aaron.
Bring a couple brooms in, a couple miles.
That man can control the time and space.
Water on Darkseid. What they gonna do?
He gonna start the band
You
up.
must not have seen House of Villains when he went Wizard Mickey mode on all of the Disney villains.
Jafar and Darkseid are on two different levels. Don't do
y'all.
that.
I mean, come on now. Like,
he can't even beat Chernabog. Don't start.
Actually, if you played Kingdom Hearts 2.5 Birth by Sleep,
I did, and I'm not counting any of that. I'm not.
That's crazy, but that's what we're talking about. That's what we're talking about.
Chernabog was downgraded. Don't do.
No,
this.
See now you that's cap. Now you just making assumptions. He beat the devil.
Downgraded.
He shamed the devil. He shamed the devil, cast them out, and that's also Darkseid. So he was shamed Darkseid.
Darkseid is a whole different. Okay. When
Aaron, I told you to clock out.
You really make Ratatouille out that man. We not no.
Darkseid, your reign of terror is over.
And then he's gonna get some Omega beams hitting his ass, and it's gonna be some.
And and then he's gonna hit the Luke Skywalker from the Last Jedi, brush his shoulder off, and
No. If Mickey can't control his own kingdom, he can't. No. We ain't doing this.
He's got the magic. You know what? I'm done. I'm done getting a
Anyway.
rise out of Aaron. I'm done getting a rise out of Aaron. Hopefully, he knows the truth of where I stand.
With Ray Fisher.
Obviously, but on this subject.
Yeah, that Mickey would get his ass whooped. You're right. So, Mike, why don't you take us out? Take us out of here.
I am going to take us out. All right, good people. You know where to find us. Stay tuned from the link. We will be having a family game night this week. It's going to be fun. Yeah. Let them know where to find you people.
You can find me on Twitter at the name. That's not all of these regular words. The Q word. You can find me on Twitter and whatnot. You know, or not. And the choice is yours.
You can find me. You can find me in the dark recesses of your mind, constantly causing and stirring debate within you. Yeah. Anyway, but yeah, that's where you can find me. So,
where can I find you?
It's a holiday.
Don't find me.
Woo.
Oh, okay. Yep. This was a good episode.
Yeah.
Great episode, bros.
Yep. And you'll be seeing a poll very shortly on the topic that is
no. Hell no.
Whatever.
Hell
No, put the poll up. King Mickey, is it King Mickey versus Darkseid?
Nah, actually, that wasn't what I was talking about. I just wanted to see what y'all was gonna say. I really wasn't serious about that. I just wanted to see what the reaction was gonna be. But in any case, we will see y'all next time. Say peace, everybody.
Peace.